Hi everyone, this is audap. Let's continue our game of Pillars of Eternity on Nintendo Switch. I didn't realize I saved right in the middle of an attack. Really? Okay. Alright. All the pillars of eternity. I'm assuming. Alright, stuff light up, but...
Wait.
Let's see, I have hide armor DR5. That guy again. Let's see, she has a battle axe, 13 to 15. Looks weak. A crack runs along the wall from the floor to the ceiling. A light gust of air passes through it. Push on the wall. Despite the damage, the stone looks very heavy and solid. I'm pretty strong. Why can't I push on it? You push with all your might, and the crack begins to spread. Finally, you feel the ancient masonry give way. The wall crashes down, revealing a circular room ahead. Fresh air in here. I think we found an exit. Sounds like the storm passed too. Other side of that. Need to light more stuff. Bats as large as chickens are strung in the web. Let's see. Is she good with the rapier? I don't know. $13 to $15. This is $11 to $15. Exactly what I call better. Oh, that's right, I can't wear anything on my head. She can, though. Okay, seems like that really is all there is here. Alright, let's move on then. I thought for some reason there was an exit out this way, but that is just the wall. Alright, hold on a minute. Okay. Four figures stand before an otherworldly apparatus, an ancient structure of chiseled adra and metallic veins, ominous and looming like a silent observer. Standing motionless in their midst is what appears to be a human body, colorless as stone or ash. The other figures gaze upon it in what might be contemplation. From your vantage point, you are well obscured from their view. The figure closest to the machine stands out among them. A thick gray beard frames a face otherwise hidden beneath a metallic mask. His faded robes are embroidered with a runic language unlike anything you have ever seen, and he wears a strange black headdress with two protrusions that jut out of the wings of some malevolent creature.
Oathbinder, bear witness, and see this man has kept his word true to his last breath, full to his blood's last drop. Guide his soul, queen that was, and regard it among your favored. Let his life by the key be his confession. Let his death by the key be his absolution. May he walk the world ever free of the crushing weight of the book. Your brother has done his part, and you have seen the power of his contribution. I will accept no further hesitation from the rest of you. In the sight of the queen that was, will you fulfill the oath? Will you take your place beside your brother in the endless esteem of her memory that is without flaw? Step forth, and be assured of the great worth of your life's course.
For an instant, the apparatus goes quiet and the air is still. Then, all at once, it erupts with a concussive surge. Light floods your vision, and you are knocked to the ground. Your head snaps back as you land, and pain wells into the back of your skull, washing your last thoughts away into the black unconscious void. You open your eyes to a different place, another time. You stand in a circular room, grand and domed, its walls lined with adra and trimmed with copper. The style is ancient, but the chamber is unweathered. At the far end of the great pillar of adra pierces the floor from below, its shimmering texture giving the illusion of boundless depth. Encircling the pillar is an apparatus much like the one you have just seen, but immense and multifactored and intertwined. Your thoughts are yours and not yours, and they seem to exist before you think them, and they are all questions, pressing questions, troubled questions, questions that must be answered, or... At the base of the pillar now, you see a man with a thick gray beard and ceremonial robe, crowned with a strange ornamental headdress. You know this man. You are walking towards him now at a pace that is hurried, while trying not to appear so. You have something you want to ask him, one question above all, and the question spins madly in your mind. You awaken to find your malaise has broken, only to be replaced with something far more concerning. Faint whispers are audible at the edges of your hearing, like a ringing in your ears that does not subside. Movement flirts through your periphery, but when you turn to look, you can see no signs of whatever it was. You find your gaze regularly darting this way and that, an involuntary paranoid tic. If this is a sickness, it may be dangerous to go without treatment for long. The figures at the machine stand frozen in place, flesh and blood replaced by cinders and ash. The man who led them is nowhere to be seen. Yeah, of course. You find Kaliska lying prostrate a short distance away, blood pooled beneath her head. No breath escapes her lips. You are alone and far from help. A gilded veil may be your best hope of receiving treatment before the things get worse. Level up. Your character's ready to level up. Do you want to level up now? This can also be done via the general radial menu. Yeah, let's level up. Okay, stealth, athletics, lore, mechanics, survival. We got 6 points. Okay, so stealth. Stealth allows characters of any class to attempt to avoid being seen or heard. It is used automatically whenever the character is in scouting mode. The higher the character's skill, the closer they can get to enemies before being detected. Athletics. Athletics is adventuring is tiring work. In addition to the hazards of mortal combat, adventurers have walls to climb, rivers to cross, and pits to leap over. Once per encounter, characters with athletics can use the second wind ability to recover lost endurance. A higher athletics score increases the effect of second wind. In conversations and scripted interactions, the athletics is used for physical feats like climbing, swimming, and jumping. Lore. Lore represents a character's accumulated miscellaneous knowledge and trivia, often of occult or esoteric topics. Outside of conversations and scripted interactions, lore is used to activate scrolls. Higher lore values allow the character to use higher level scrolls. Mechanics. Traps and locks can be a problem for even the toughest adventurers, draining their resources and maiming or killing those who are unfortunate enough to trigger an unseen floor plate. The mechanic skill makes it easier to open locks and find and disable traps. Additionally, any characters can use the mechanic skill to place traps of their own. The higher the mechanic skill, the more accurate the trap. In conversations and scripted interactions, mechanics can be used to activate or disable a variety of machines. Disarm difficulty 1 traps, pick difficulty 1 locks, plus 3 trap. Survival. Survival allows characters to choose from a variety of long-term bonuses each time they camp. The first 6 ranks grant the following bonuses: damage reduction, received healing multiplier, bonus movement, accuracy bonus versus creature type, increased consumable duration, bonus damage versus flanked enemies. After the 6th rank, the previously earned bonuses become more powerful in the same order they were received. Survival can also be used in conversations and scripted interactions that involve wilderness challenges or specialized information about nature. Let's see. Let's do survival. Yeah, sure. Let's see. Talents. I think this is all information. Yeah. Let's see. Lesser wounds lowers the monk's wound threshold, allowing him and her to gain wounds at a faster rate. Lightning strikes energizes the monk's swift strikes, causing anyone hit by the attack to take additional shock damage. Mortifications of the soul. The monk immediately inflicts enough raw damage on himself or herself to gain a wound. Acolyte's radiance and nuanced faith in the gods has allowed the character to unleash a wave of spiritual energy similar to a priest's holy radiance. Prince's sneak attack allows the character to imitate the brutal, opportunistic strikes of a rogue sneak attack. Experience mark. The character has attuned themselves to the natural world like a druid and is able to focus power on the enemy with the effect of nature's mark. There's a shitload of these. Okay. Enigma's charm. Let's see. Gallant's focus. By adopting the strict discipline of a fighter, the character is able to pace themselves in combat, steadily regaining endurance over time. Yeah, that sounds good, I guess. I don't know. Well, so much for giving you stuff. You just went and died on me. Light armor. Torture! That's somebody being tortured? Oh, there's somebody being burned. Okay. It's like, is that a man with a skirt? What is it? Guess there's nothing to see in there. Okay. Valewood. Take 6 hours to complete your journey from Silent Least to Valewood. Yeah, well, it's the only place I can go, so let's do it. Doesn't the train run around here? 6 hours? Why, I never.
The longer we walk, the more lightly you'll have to sleep. I'm no pack mule. Let's offload this junk.
Villager ran his ass off. Do I look threatening? Do you not like Pyramid Head? Or semi-Pyramid Head. He's not really Pyramid Head. Northwest to Kieran's Grass, south to Gilded Vale. I just want to go south then, don't I? Eight hours to go there. See, this is what happens when it takes so long to get a driver's permit. You know, end up walking everywhere. That's 14 hours of your life gone. Oh, everyone's hanging around here, huh?
You must be one of the new settlers. Welcome to Gilded Vale. You'll be pleased to know that we've had some recent vacancies here.
He glances at the gnarled, leafless monstrosity of a tree next to him. Let's see. Do you welcome everyone this way? Are you mad? No wonder this place looks half empty. Feel at home already. Might reconsider your lord's offer. The only answer you hear is the buzzing of flies from the tree.
Of course, we'll need to make some inquiries first. The inestimable Lord Radric VII has taken great pains to insulate our town from Widewind's legacy. Have you ever sired a Hollowborn child?
Well, I can't give birth. At least that's the idea behind my race, right?
Are you absolutely certain? Lord Raderick has made it his first priority to eliminate this scourge from our village. I should warn you, stranger. Here in Gilded Vale, we have a special place for dissidents, charlatans, and those who would hide a curse in our midst.
He steps to the side and inclines his head ever so slightly towards the deformed tree.
His lordship's wife is with child and due any day now. Without his approval, I shan't be able to find you a permanent settlement. It will have to wait until after the birth. We can continue our interview then, after the bell tolls from Radric's hold to signal my lord's new heir. In the meantime, you can find temporary accommodations at the inn, just southwest of here.
I'm feeling strange ever since a close call with Beowulf. Is there someone in town who could help? You said something about Hollowburn and Waywind's legacy before. Before I got here, I saw several people conducting a strange ceremony near some ruins. Oh, can I do all of these? Well, let's do this one. He regards you carefully. You'll want to mind where you mentioned that. Trespassing on Ingwithin ruins is illegal, not to mention dangerous. You probably saw someone attempting some new ritual to appease the gods. People try anything these days. Breath have mercy, we certainly have. Maybe so. Like I said, it's best to stay away from those sort of places. If you have other questions, don't hesitate to ask. It is important that everyone in Gilded Vale understand our rules. I've been feeling... yeah, sure.
Whatever your problem, it sounds like a matter for an animancer. However, the only animancer in Gilded Vale isn't in any condition to speak. Consider yourself fortunate. After she failed Lord Radric, we saw to it that she wouldn't profit from the misplaced trust of others. A bad cure is often worse than none at all. But if you're set on finding a bottle of troll piss or a dead audra pebble to rub on your forehead, you're welcome to check her pockets. A little corpse stink is nothing when you're digging for shit. My advice, however, is to be satisfied that you escaped and leave it at that.
You said something about Hollowborn and Waywind's legacy before. I forget that you foreigners do not have this curse in your homelands. The Hollowborn have been a scourge upon the Deerwood for almost 15 years now. He lowers his voice to a whisper. Children born without souls. He shakes his head. Pitiful, dumb things that breathe, barely, but do not truly live. Some say the Hollowborn are a disease. Some say they are punishment from the gods. He raises his empty hands. In truth, no one knows, but they began spreading after the Saints' War, and so the name Waydon's legacy struck in honor of that foul, blasphemous pretender. His voice shakes with vitriol. I see. Goodbye, then.
Keep out of...
Listen!
2 tolls. Let that be the last.
3. Gods have mercy.
It seems your arrival is ill-timed. 3 bells toll only for the death of a Radric. I fear Lord Radric's heir is lost, or else us Hollowborn and so lost all the same. You should tread carefully. Circumstances have changed a great deal.
What do you mean? You come to us at a time of mourning. The legacy has struck at the heart of Gilded Vale. Our efforts to redeem ourselves in the eyes of Bareth must be redoubled. He sets a steady gaze on you. What happened? Shrugs a bony shoulder. I will know more details when the messengers arrive. The vagaries of childbirth, perhaps, but that is not your concern. Does this affect the Lord's offer to new settlers? I can be sure of nothing right now. I advise you get some rest. The inn, or a stable for all I care. Find me afterwards. I will know more soon enough. Farewell.
Were you looking for someone in that tree? I could introduce you.
I'm looking for anyone who can help me feel better. He gives an understanding nod as he takes a long drag from his pipe. My condolences. He exhales and turns his attention away, watching the village around him. Scattered between the roots are bracelets of twine and bead, wilting flowers, and notes of half erased by the rains. Move along. Speak to Urgent if you're in need of instructions. The Black Hound's Inn is a fine place to sit and have a smoke. Tuatanu's one of the best smiths in Deerford. They have it far better than us. The Black Hound Inn is a fine place to sit and smoke. Okay, yeah, let's go there. As you near, you feel a vibrant history contained in the essence of this man's soul. Voices from his past seem to call out to you. Reach out for the soul. You see a pennant waving tall and sluggish in the wind, a rising sun embroidered on the banner, the vanguard of a small troop of paladins. The atmosphere is buoyant, if restrained, and their armor has not yet been tarnished by the elements. This expedition is fresh, young, filled with zest and zeal. At their head stands a commander, awkward in full armor, but determined in step. Despite the excitement of his fellows, he does not smile. There's a twist to his mouth, his countenance grim. He throws up a hand, halting his troop. Silence falls among them, revealing a dark thunder, deep and low. He orders them to ready their weapons and spread out. Eyes dart from the horizon to horizon, next twisting to see the source of the sound. In the distance, dust and lightning rise from the ground as Stygian clouds race towards them overhead. The soldiers stand, only the staccato movement of their breath betraying their nerves. The commander closes his eyes, calling a blessing down on his troop. Invigorated, invincible, they wait as the enemy draws closer, poised to attack. Oh, you're thinking about the good old days, apparently, huh? I remember when I was killing stuff. Beneath the vines are crude carvings of a sun rising over 3 stars. Papa says the temple is cursed. Oh, is it now? Well, what makes it so cursed? Oh, no. I don't want to go to the temple yet. Let's go to the inn. You'd think these rains would be a boon for the crops. Things are bound to get worse now. You see 4 people gathered by the door to the inn. Their raised voices and chopping gestures suggest an argument reaching its climax. The first figure raises his hands for calm. His face is partially obscured by a hood, but his height and stature suggest an elf.
I meant no offense. let's put this matter to rest over a round, shall we? My treat.
Hoping to soothe our pride with a few Adira coppers, eh? We don't need your coin.
I'm not gonna say anything. One of the other men glares at the hooded elf. His eyes are red from drink. His gaze is focused. You've got a lot of gall mocking us in our own village. We don't take ill treatment from foreigners, especially not Adrians.
Go on. Say it again. I'm itching for an excuse.
Why, you're itching for the kindling touch of your sister, you cocksfeather!
I'll cut that barrel-licking tongue out of your head.
This is a misunderstanding. I didn't say whatever it is you think I said. We've nigh quarrel.
That's where you're wrong.
This is unnecessary. Wouldn't you rather be inside drinking than out here arguing? Sure, yeah. We don't want your charity either, foreigner. It sounds suspiciously like you're defending him. Oh, I guess I shouldn't have said anything. Oh well, whatever. As the last of the attackers fall, the elf turns to you, the tension almost gone from his smooth face.
Not quite how I hoped to get to know the neighbors. Thank you for your timely assistance with that awkward situation.
You mean for slaughtering them? You're welcome.
Well, that is one way of putting it.
He straightens his hood, and you note the remains of a fraying embroidery on his gloves. His boots are caked with the dirt of many months' travel, but the leatherwork beneath is sturdy and fine.
Well, I suppose introductions are in order after that little fiasco. Aloth Corvusser, at your service.
Tell me about yourself.
Well, I'm a wizard by training, and an adventurer by necessity. I was born in the Seathwood, part of the mainland of the Adir Empire, and both of my parents served the nobility, which afforded me an education for which I'm grateful. However, there were no open positions in those houses, and so I decided to seek new means in a new land. And how exactly did you come to be here?
I was traveling with a caravan, but we were separated near some ruins.
In Griffin Ruins? Oh, those can be dangerous places during the best of times, which these are not. And half the locals would arrest you for trespassing, and the rest would kill you outright. I'm curious, what exactly did you find there?
Several hooded figures operating a strange machine. Alok goggles at you silently, apparently assessing your earnestness. Finally, he gives you a clipped, awkward laugh.
You do manage to find yourself in rather interesting predicaments.
What are you doing in Gilded Vale?
An excellent question. I came looking for fresh air and cheap land. Instead, the magistrate gave me directions to the inn and a story about the local lord's expectant wife. But I take it that's a familiar tale.
And you? I've been experiencing strange things of late. I'm looking for an expert on souls.
Indeed. The local lord has searched far and wide for similar specialists. And he has rid himself of them almost as desperately.
He nods at the gnarled old tree in the center of town. His darting glance takes in the tumble-down buildings and the fallow, rock-strewn fields. I expect that such expertise be best sought elsewhere. Just how did you manage to cross those three drunks?
I'm afraid that was a matter of misunderstandings and mistranslations. It doesn't help that people in these parts remember their war with Adir like it was yesterday.
You two did tell that one man to go fuck his sister. Ah, that. He clears his throat and adjusts his sleeves. As I tried to tell them, they misheard me. Happens all too easily after a few pints, and the accent doesn't help. I heard the same thing. For just a moment, he looks as if he's about to say something else. His expression brightens with mischief, but before he can speak, he forces a tight smile. Biting his lips so hard, you expect to see blood. Finally, his face relaxes, and he shakes his head. I should speak more clearly next time. My apologies. You don't exactly look like a settler.
Begging your pardon, but neither do you. Yet, circumstances can find a person in the strangest of places.
I should get going.
As should I, given recent events. It's just as well. I've had enough of the watered wine and lumpy beds at the inn. They say even the owner tired of the place. Just up and left one day. It explains quite a lot about the upkeep. Perhaps I could join you. I could use a change of scenery, and I find it's better to travel in numbers.
So do I. Let's go then.
Excellent. I shall follow you.
I'll take the gold. I don't want all the clothing. Let's see. A dagger and clubs. I don't think I have much use for clubs. Sure you want to proceed? Yes, proceed. Anyone seen Pearly around? He's just drinking his head off at this hour of the day. Well, yeah, his head's not working right now. Nice and dry in here.
How do you do?
Oh, greetings and welcome to the Blackhound Inn. The innkeeper bows her head curtly. Please sit wherever you like. Would you like a drink or a room? We have two available at the moment. I'm afraid we can't offer much by the way of a good meal today. She sighs, unless you're fond of cold porridge. Let's see. Can I see what you have for sale? I'd like to know more about the Black Hound. Really? Well, let me see. The actual building's been here for years, but the Black Hound's fairly new. We got a lot of new faces in here, too. Fewer than we used to, I'll admit. I used to work the tables, actually, until the old owner up and left. Nobody's sure what happened to him. Even left his poor hound behind. That's the name, see? The Black Hound. It's still sitting upstairs, pining after him. Poor old girl. Place ended up in my hands somehow. My very own inn. A lot of hard work involved, but it's been worth it so far. You only serve porridge. Aelaf looks at you and shakes his head quickly. It isn't by choice, I assure you. We used to serve some of the finest meals in Durwood. We've had a damnable run of luck, is all. It's been a bad season for the crops, and we're running low on supplies. I sent Tenfrith up north to stock up. Tenfrith's our cook, you see, an artist with a good roast. But it's been days since he was supposed to return, and we haven't seen a sign of him. I've only just taken over from the last owner myself. I don't know what I'll do if he doesn't turn up. I could try to find him for you. Really? I'd be grateful if you did. He was traveling through the Valewood. It's probably nothing. A broken wheel, maybe. But I do worry. You see him safely home, and I think everyone here would sing your praises. Nobody much likes my porridge. I'd like a room, please. Of course, we keep them nice and tidy. What do I have here? 217. The common room is 0. Lasts for 2 rest, 1 perception, 1 mechanics, 2 resolve. Oh, well, I don't really have much money. Common room. Rest in the common room for 0 copper. Yes, let's do it. Your sleep is restless and fevered, assaulted by hisses and whispers, blanketed with a suffocating anxiety. You open your eyes to awaken and find yourself in front of Gilead Vale's gallows tree, the creaking of the ropes growing louder in your mind until the sound is deafening. Hanging from the tree is an old dwarf woman whose face is shriveled inward like moldering fruit. Her head hangs limply to one side. As you look at her, she looms larger and larger in your mind until she is mere inches from your face. Suddenly her head snaps up and her eyes open, and they are empty, and behind them is a vast nothingness that makes your stomach drop. Her mouth slowly parts with a gust of rancid air. She speaks a word. Watcher. You jolt awake, the foul smell of the dwarf woman's breath still permeating your nostrils. Sweat runs down your face in thick droplets, and your skin is soaked from head to toe. You remember the woman. You remember seeing her decaying face when you spoke with the magistrate. He called her an animancer. Though it fills you with a new queasy apprehension, you feel a strange compulsion to see the woman once more, if only to confirm she is truly dead. Let's do 3 save files, I think. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, why don't we stop it there? This is audap. You've been watching Pillars of Eternity on Nintendo Switch. I really do like the game. I think it's a well-made, well-done CRPG. So if you like these style of games as well, I suggest you pick it up for yourself. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.